I just wanted to talk to you guys about something. I wanted to just give people some words of I guess just some words of encouragement and also information that you can use to prevent yourself from going on any trips or um, being ambushed by people that you think um, have your back or want the same things that you want. And by that, what I'm saying is that I went on this trip with a friend of mine. I went to Hawaii. And so I was thinking, this is going to be a good girls' trip. I'm just so happy about it. I'm so happy. But you have to be careful of the company that you keep. And so I was thinking that this was, something that I was going to make work out and have a really good time at it. And so my friend that I've known for about, I guess since I was in middle school, I would see the signs and other people would show me the signs, but I never realized that there was a lot of envy and hate and I guess unknown competition that I didn't see it. So I tried doing this girls trip, and I think I was being overly accommodating because I realized now that she had a lot of insecurities about about her looks, about her size, about her relationships, about just about herself and life in general. And I'm not that type of person. I have a lot of confidence in myself. Um, I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with the way I look. I'm happy with the way I dress. I'm happy with the way I dance and how I carry myself. So I didn't have that issue. But I should have known something when I offered the trip, for us to go on this trip. And she was like immediately on board. And she said, "Hey, I got I have like all of these points from frequent flyer points, and I can get us a hotel for a whole lot cheaper." So I was like, okay, 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 cool. But my mother always told me that you never let anybody take the whole bill. Um, you never let anybody put you in a space where you feel dependent on them. So what I did was I paid my half. So I made sure that I paid my half. So but I noticed she asked me, she was like, so what are you wearing? What are you going to be wearing on the trip? I need to know what you're wearing. And and I'm like, I'm a very giving person, y'all. I am a very giving person. I am a very giving person. So I was like, I can tell you, can you guys like the live? You on here, can you like the live? But anyways, I said, I can tell you what I'm wearing. I said, I will so I let her see all of my clothing that I was going to be wearing. And then she said, I don't really have any good bathing suits. I said, I got you, boo. I got you. So I had an extra bathing suit. I said, I can let you borrow it. Um, but I really like this. I haven't worn it. I'll let you borrow the bathing suit, right? And so I guess she didn't like the way the bathing suit fit on her because she feels like she's doesn't have the same shape, and her excuses are, well, you have a lot of muscle, I don't have a lot of muscle. So it's always about, her not feeling comfortable in, hi guys, hi Carlos, hi, hi, yes, I see you guys, but I was running my mouth. Okay, hi Big JG. so so anyways, back to what I was saying. We go to the beach and I'm like, you want to take some pictures? No, I don't want to take any pictures. I don't want to take no pictures. Well, I come when I told you guys before, when I always understand the assignment. So whenever there's an assignment and I have to come dressed for the assignment, I go way out. Like, and I've always been that person. Even when I was at school, I was at that person. Any type of event or theme we had, I went way out. But I mean, it wasn't like I was over here trying to show out or trying to outdo her. I showed her everything that I was wearing. So you had an opportunity to get that stuff and to wear your nice things. But don't be hating on me just because I didn't, because I took time in putting myself together, and and you didn't, and then you get mad and you say, I don't like the way my clothes look on me. I don't want the picture because I look frumpy. You wore that. That's what you wanted to wear. Okay? But don't hate me because I'm over there and I'm feeling confident about myself, and I'm over here posing and, being being happy in the place that I'm in. No, I'm not skinny mini. But I love my size. I'm okay with who I am. At the end of the day, I love myself. You know what I mean? Yes. Yes, I'm at a hotel. So what happened was our flight got canceled. I don't know if you guys are probably watching the news. Something happened in Dallas with the flights and everything. So our flights got canceled. And so, shut up, TWC. God. So, anyway, our flights got canceled, and so they had to rebook our flight. So we had to go up to the airport, and so they were going to accommodate us with, a room voucher, which is, a nice room, and a food voucher, and also a transportation voucher. So I told them when they were giving us a room voucher, I said, I don't want no Roach Motel. I'm sorry. I cannot stay in no Roach Motel. And so then they said, well, you guys are together, but you guys pay for your flights and stuff separately. Do you guys want your own room? I was like, yes. And she was like, yes. So we got our own room, which I was happy, you know. ain't nobody, ain't nobody going to jail. Okay, don't even say that because I'm a lady first. Okay, I'm a lady first. Just like I told her, I said I put up with a lot of your crap. I said you've been throwing jabs at me this whole trip, and I put up with it. I said to save face and to make this a good trip. And I said, and I wasn't gonna let the devil get into the midst of our trip and um, make this a bad trip because I've been having fun, y'all. I've been having so much fun, so much fun. And so I even met two young ladies. If you guys saw my videos, they were so beautiful, beautiful young ladies. And we kind of hung out because my friend played, well, she said she got sick. She said she got COVID. And so I said, do you want me to go with you to, she was going to get a COVID test. She said, I don't want you to go with me. Um, I'll go by myself. I said, I insist. I don't think you should be going by yourself. No, you're going to go do something that makes you happy. Go do something. I said, I'm fine. I only came to Hawaii so that I can chill and relax on the beach. That's what I always come to Hawaii for. So one of the jabs she said was, well, I've gone to the beach in California before, so I know what it's like to be on the beach. I said, but have you been to a beach with tropical blue water? And she said, no. I said, okay, so that's why we're here. Was I in the orange? Stop, TWC. Come on, stop. You're my moderator, so stop. But anyways, so um, I don't know. I gave it some thought about this, and I've been having some people that have been telling me that there's a lot of envy going on there, a lot of jealousy and hatred, and I didn't pick up on it, and sometimes I don't pick up on it because, like I said, it's not my intentions to make people envious or hate on me or misjudge me. That's not my intentions. my intentions are that I'm a person that is a very giving person, and I always want to make people feel comfortable around me. And so that's just the type of person that I am. So, anyways, we got into it because it was over something stupid and petty. It was really stupid and petty. And it was because we've been going up to the airport, and we went up to the airport today because she insisted that we go and try to get an earlier flight on another airline. But for some reason, everything that we were doing, they kept putting a blockage up against it, and they wouldn't allow us to do it. We couldn't. So I feel like if God is trying to tell you to be still, be quiet, be still. Don't push something that's not going to work. Just be still, right? So they ended up telling us that they couldn't do it. And they gave us a voucher to get to this hotel. So we come to this hotel. And then we look on our plane again. I mean, I'm sorry, on our itinerary again. And we notice that they've canceled it yet again. And so the flight is now not leaving that they said until Tuesday, the 23rd. So I'm like, cool, you know. However, the voucher they gave us was for one night. So that means we have to go back up to the airport tomorrow. So I said to her, well, since we have to check out at 11 and she's in her hotel, I'm in my hotel, we have, why don't you just relax? We've been through a lot today. I got to get back. We don't have to go together. I have to get back to Texas. And then I said, okay. And then she thought about it. She says, wait a minute. You have the voucher for us to get back to the airport. And I said, yes, I do. And I started laughing. And I said, so I vote that we stay here until it's time to check out, take our time, and then get up to the airport. So we're not going there early. So then I I guess she was getting kind of pissed off about that. So I'm talking to my husband right about now, telling him the details, and she starts going off. I got family at home. I have a kid. She has a granddaughter. I got and I have to go to work. I'm not retired like you. And so I said, okay. So then she said, and I didn't like the way you were insensitive and how you just disregarded and thought it was funny when I said I have to go with you on the voucher. I said, you don't have to go back with me. I said, you can get yourself there. You don't gotta go back with me. Well, I don't like this. The way you were treating me, I don't like the way you thought it was funny and all that. I said, well, you've been throwing jabs at me this whole time. And I haven't said one iota. I've been letting you just have your way. You've been doing this. I said, you've been cutting me off. I said, you had no consideration when you wanted to go over to this store, CVS of all places, and shop in there for an hour and a half. And we're on vacation, and I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. Never complained, never got mad or anything. Okay? So I said, you've been throwing jabs. I said, you keep throwing jabs, and I haven't done. I said, I'm talking to some elderly people. You cut in and you try to correct me and you try to ridicule me, but I don't say anything. I don't say not one word. Yes, I'm over 30. I am 57 years old. That's why I thought it was so petty. Remain confident. I like that. I'm very confident. I like that. But anyways, I like your profile name. And it's so I said, I told her, I said when we decided we were gonna go, I said I would invite you like some waterproof bag to put your things in. I got you some like phone proof plastic bags or they're like phone holders to keep your phone from getting wet. I got you that. I said, not only did I do that, I said, you said you didn't have a bathing suit. You wanted to see all of my bathing suits. I let you see all of my bathing suits. And then I gave you a bathing suit to borrow, of course, because it's my favorite bathing suit. But, when she tried to buy the bathing suit, You said ain't no fun when a rabbit could. I was enjoying myself because Sunshine Moon is like this. I'm gonna enjoy myself no matter what. But what I noticed was that I'm just gonna go on and put it out there. I noticed that she was feeling insecure about me feeling secure within myself and feeling confident. And I noticed that she was feeling like she didn't have the right outfits. She dressed the way she wanted to dress. When she asked me what was the dress code in Hawaii, I told her that there were flowers, wear flowers, and to wear dresses. Did nobody tell her to wear the linen suits that she felt this was going to make her look frumpy? She decided to do that. You know, I showed her all of my clothes that I was wearing. It wasn't like I tried to sabotage. Do you get what I'm saying? Thank you, Celia. Thank you. I didn't even know you were up, Celia. I didn't know anybody was up, but I just need to get this off my chest. Thank you. Um, I appreciate it. Yes, yes, she's been jealous for a while, and I didn't realize this. I did not real. I honestly, everything when people were telling me this, I didn't realize it because what I realized was that when we were booking a flight and we had already paid the $800 for our flights each. A day later, she said, "Oh, probably not gonna be able to go, but I know you're gonna be upset because you're probably not gonna be able to get, you know, you're not gonna be able to use the trip. I can always use the trip for another day or use the frequent flyer miles for another day." So at that time, when she said that, I was like, okay, we're trying to be flaky. So I started looking up the hotels um, to go on my own. Yeah, I was going to have to end up paying about $2,200 more. But, like I said, I keep my money in the bank. I keep money for a rainy day. I can say that I've been blessed, very blessed. So it wasn't an issue because my husband was like, "You're not going by yourself." And I said, "But I want to go on a trip." He was like, "You're not going by yourself." So then when I told her I was going to go on and go by myself and I'm looking for the trip and everything, then that's when she decided to say, "Well, I'm going to go back and talk to my supervisor and see if I can still get it off." You already bought the ticket. You bought the ticket. You said you were going. So she decided to go. But I feel like she was feeling insecure about me and being around me and feeling that way. So if we went to take pictures, she was like, "I don't really want to take a picture. I'll take the picture of you." And so I didn't think about this when I let her take the pictures of me with her camera. Cause I was like, so I'm in the water and I'm doing all kind of silly stuff, doing all this stuff, just having fun, doing all this, and she's taking all the pictures. And so at first, every time I took a picture of her, I made sure she was in the right angle, the camera's up, But so she thought she was taking some really silly, like crazy pictures of me. I posted the pictures and people still like the pictures. I still look like I was having fun because I was actually having fun. Oh, Sunshine Moon, you said, "I am sorry. I felt some kind of way when I saw." So you felt it. You felt it. Well, all of, all of my sisters were saying the same thing, that she's been jealous of you. Like when I had my retirement party, she showed up 2 hours late and we couldn't eat until she got there. And I told her ahead of time, I said, "You have to be there. This is a really nice restaurant. You have to be there on time." I told her, "You got to be there on time." So I told her it started an hour early just so that she can be there on time. And she was still an hour late, which meant she was 2 hours late. And I told her we couldn't eat until she got there. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Remain confident. I appreciate you. I'm doing good. I'm actually doing good. We actually got our own hotels. They gave us our own hotel. And when she tried to, I guess, cause a scene in the restaurant, and she was like, I didn't like when you did such and such. And normally it kind of throws me off because I don't really do, like, I'm a lady and I'm 57 years old. I'm not going to be acting up in a public place and acting a damn fool. So I let her say what she had to say. And that's when I told her, I said, you know what, you've been throwing jabs this whole trip. And I have not said not one word. I mean, I couldn't sleep for 2 days because she was snoring really loud, like really, 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 really loud, right? And so I'm not just trying to put her out there like that, but she was, and she then she attacked me about that. So she said, "You've been up since two. Why you been up? Why'd you get up?" I got up because I couldn't sleep. That's why I got up. And no, and then she says, so then she tried to, I guess she tried to criticize me and say, "Well, you should have woke me up if I was snoring. If somebody is snoring, then you wake them up and you tell them that they're snoring. Why would you sit there? Don't ever just let me just sit here and snore and then don't wake me up." I feel like this shit. If I would have woke you up, then you would have just went back to sleep again and you would have been snoring again. So it was no point in me waking you up. So I didn't. I just got up and I started getting myself ready so that I can go and watch the sun set. Hi, Philly. Philly's in the building. Hi, Philly. Girl, I'm going to put you in a movie. Can you? 'Cause I need to be somebody's star right about now. But, anyways, the star of a girls' trip gone bad. So, um, so I forgot what I was saying. But, yeah, so when we were leaving the restaurant today, we get on the elevator together. We get off the elevator. Because first she in the restaurant she tells me, you should speak your mind. Don't if somebody says something to you and you don't like it, you should speak your mind. I said I prayed about the devil that was in this trying to ruin the trip. I said, but I was having a good time and I refused to let the devil get in the midst and ruin my happiness. And so anyway, she said, but you still need to speak your mind. And then I said, I don't have a problem with speaking my mind if that's what you're saying. I said, I don't have a problem with that. I said, I'm not a little, you know, the P word. I'm not one of those, okay? I can speak my mind, okay? I said, I just didn't. I said, somebody need to be civil in this. And I didn't want to cause any friction because if I spoke my mind, everything was just going to explode. So, so then I told her, I said, but you've been being just had an attitude the whole time, just the whole time. Just every time I would take out what I was wearing, then she would say, I don't really want to put on my clothes, or I don't really want to wear a bathing suit. You just put on a bathing suit. I'll take your pictures. Then she kept trying to get me to get drunk. She kept trying to get me to get drunk. I'm like, no, 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 sir. No, ma'am. No ham. No turkey. I ain't getting drunk. Nope, I'm not drinking. I said I don't need to drink to have a good time. The music makes me have a good time. I don't. When I hear the music, I said I have a good time and I just have fun and I just unleash. You know, Sunshine Moon. You said I am like you. I like to have fun and meet different people. Yes, that's me. Benjamin, you said you can call me Jack. Okay, and remain confident says vent this time, but I want you to practice being unbothered. um, you do that by being assertive instead of protecting her peace. You're right. You're right. You are so right. And just like when she wanted to she wanted to go back to the airport early, I just laughed it off. I was like, I ain't going back to the airport early. We went to the airport early today and it got us nowhere. We don't check out until 11 tomorrow. Then we have to go back up to the airport again and we have to get a voucher to stay again for another night. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to rest in my bed and I'm not going to check out until 11 and then I'm going to go to the airport, right? Hey, Benjamin, Big JG. You said Miss Trina. I have a movie recommendation. Tell me what is the movie recommendation, Big JG? You think she tried to sabotage your retirement part? Yes, I do. I think she did. I think she did because even afterwards, she talked about how I thought there was going to be like some music and dancing. It was a retirement dinner. I paid for 30 people's dinner. It was a nice, nice restaurant. That's what it was. So my principal was there. My secretary of my school was there and the counselor, all there, like showing their love and support for me. All of my siblings were there. Every single last one of my siblings were there. I paid for everybody's food. What made you laugh? What made you laugh, Sunshine Moon? Yes, I am 57. I'm 57 years old. And another thing, so that was the other thing. People kept giving me compliments. Like, so this one day, you guys know the grass skirt I put on and I took the picture in. So I put on this grass skirt and then I put the little lay on and then the little lays that go around your arm. And I was getting it out and she said, "You are not gonna wear that grass skirt." And I said, "Yes, I am." And she started laughing. She said, "Girl, don't wear that grass skirt." I said, "I'm in Hawaii. I'm gonna wear the grass skirt. Where else am I gonna wear it?" I said, I live in Texas, but I'm not coming here in cowboy boots. And I'm not wearing the lei or the grass skirt in Texas. So I'm in Hawaii. So when in Rome, do like the Romans. So, anyways, I put the grass skirt on. When I put no, they're not petty. My mods know me really well. I they got my back, and I love my mods. They're not petty. They have my back. So, anyways, they have my back. You got to respect that they have my back. So, anyways, I put on the grass skirt. I'm getting like, and again, I'm humbly appreciative, but I'm getting like looks here and there. I'm getting compliments from ladies and everybody saying you look really nice. And cause she tried to ridicule me like that was not the thing to wear. Then she said it was not. What did she say? The word. Um, she said it wasn't appropriate because it's the native grass skirt is for the people that live in Hawaii. I forgot the word that she said. I can't. It has something to do with being appropriate for the culture or something. And I said, yes, it is. I said other people wear our braids. Other people wear braids that black people wear all the time. So why is it not culturally appropriate? I can wear this. And besides that, most of the people that are in Hawaii are not they're not native Hawaiian Polynesian people. Most of the people that are in Hawaii now are Asian people. So why would it not be culturally appropriate for me to wear my grass skirt? So I wore the grass skirt. I wore it, and people like the grass skirt. And then we went into like they have these markets called ABC stores. We went in there and guess what they were selling, guys? They were selling grass skirts and lays in a packet. I said, "There's one. You can get you one too." I'm not wearing it. I said, "Okay." So then, yeah, I'm so if the writing wasn't on the wall, If the writing wasn't on the wall, then I don't know where I was at because it was all over the wall. Good afternoon, Uber Manual. Yeah, she was blaming me for her snoring. She was saying that she was snoring because I didn't wake her up because she was snoring. No, because I didn't wake her up because she was okay. And I mean, it was loud. So no, I didn't wake her up. I just I just got up at 2. I said, shit, I ain't getting no sleep around here. Let me just go on and get up and start getting ready so I can, beat the sunrise. I mean, or meet the sunset. You said, where am I living? Oh, I live in Texas, but I'm in Hawaii right now. No regrets. Oh, nerdy. So, what do you mean by that? Um, you said, remain confident. It said, she was trying to get you loose as a glue. Yeah, she kept trying to she bought 4 bottles of wine, the little bitty cheesy wines. And she said, oh, they're just the cheesy ones. This is not the real one. I said, I'm not drinking that. I am not drinking that. Did she drink it? No, she didn't drink it. I'm not drinking that. No, I'm not. I know what people do with your drinks. And also, I know that people try to get you in a way that you are going to embarrass yourself or humiliate yourself. And then they have something to laugh and talk about. No, you're not doing that to me. I'm 57 years old. I'm not stupid, okay? Oh, really, Sunshine Moon? See, Sunshine Moon, I was telling you that we should go. I know, and we dress alike. You like to dress up really nice and be cute. I know. And you do really well at it. You do. And so, I don't know. I just it's just but I'm good. So anyways, she tried to use my daughter against me. Like cuz my daughter and I we're not really talking right now. Um she tried to say, she kept saying, yeah, I really like your daughter. I really like your daughter. And your daughter's smart, your daughter this, your daughter that. So I felt like, okay, I think right now you're saying this because you know that my daughter's a little upset at me about something. So she kept saying it. So then I'm just trying to like keep it at bay. So at one point I go, quiet as is kept. I said, just so you know, I said, my daughter don't like you or your daughter. She can't stand either of you guys. I said, she's made that known. And I said, it kind of threw me for a loop because my daughter was following you or following your daughter rather on Instagram, but yet she told me that she couldn't stand you or your daughter. I said, and she doesn't like me right now. So I'm just letting you know, while you keep trying to throw or telling me about my daughter, she doesn't like you either. The lady is jelly, big time. I couldn't associate with her. Yeah, I think so. I really do think, I think so. So, um, today, all my things almost got washed in the ocean because I told her I wanted to take some pictures of my feet in the water because my sister wanted to see how clear the water was. So I said, we didn't bring our water bag. We were just walking because I bought us both the waterproof bag. Dumb me. But we're walking along the beach. And she said, go on and go take your picture. So I take my purse and stuff, my backpack, and I put it up. And she's supposed to be watching my purse and stuff. Well, I look up. I have my shoes off. My purse and my shoes were floating in the water. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, let's get my purse. My purse. Get my purse. So I'm running. I'm getting my purse. I'm getting my shoes. Luckily, I still have my phone in my hand, so it didn't get wet. I'm trying to pick all that up, and she's just looking. And she said, girl, I was looking at the crabs. I couldn't even move. All my stuff, my ID, all my stuff would have ran off. I wouldn't even. So I was like, thank God. Thank God. But yeah, You said buy her. Um, I was having too much fun, and then when she said she didn't want to hang out, she kept saying, "I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a Uber to go here or go there." I said, "I'll go with you." No, 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 no. Um, you go. Don't you? Didn't you say you want to go on the beach or something? You go and go have some fun. Go do something. I said, "No, I'm here with you. I'll go hang out with you." And I was going to. So she, no, 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 you go do that. So you know me, I'm one of those people. I'm very approachable, and I approach people and I give them compliments. And I saw these beautiful young ladies. They were beautiful young ladies. They were much younger than me, but they were out there taking pictures. And I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm saying right there. They were taking pictures in their bathing suits. They looked like some really nice models. I went up to them and I said, "You guys look so cute." I said, "Do you want me to take your picture?" And they said, "Yes." They were two, they were white ladies. One of them was blonde, one had brownish hair. They took pictures with me. We had a good time. They were like, "We can hang out." We were hanging out, having fun. So, anyways, I get back to the room. I go to put my card up to the door. It doesn't open. My car won't open the door. So I knocked on the door. She didn't say anything. So what I did was I went down to the front desk. I said, "Excuse me, my card is not working. Can you reprogram my card?" So I go back up there, and mind you, the front desk is not in my building. It's around the corner and a couple of buildings over because they have like a whole bunch of hotels here. I go back up to the room, go to put my card up to the door. It doesn't open. So something says, knock on the door. I knocked on the door. She unlocks the door. That's why it wouldn't open. Oh, girl, I had the door locked because I was taking a shower. Well, mind you, when she left, I didn't lock the door. I didn't put that extra lock on there because I'm considerate. So I get it. She moved from jealousy, like you said, Marine Alexander. She moved from jealousy to envy, and just like, well, it's probably been there all along. First time on live. Hi, Marquez. Thank you for coming to my live, and thank you for liking my live. Hi, Clint. Remain confident says sophisticated cat fight. They fight like that in the Hamptons in the real lives of Beverly Hills. Big JG, Miss Trina. The movie is called known as It on. I think I saw that. I think I rented that movie. I gotta see it. I gotta see that movie because I rented it to watch that movie on the airplane. I forgot the guy's name. I know it's a white guy and there's older ladies in the movie, right? Right? Because I downloaded that, so I'll be able to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch it. Stephen Ham, you say you're wearing them glasses. I gotta do it. If I'm gonna do it, it gotta be done right. Benjamin, I'm already spoken for, hun. Big JG says yes. But yeah, I need to watch that movie. But yeah, so I just felt like it was a lot of this. Like she was just taking these jabs. Like at one point, like I told her, I said, "You said one time to me that if you needed to really relax and unwind and get away, you could have just went to the park around the corner, to the lake around the corner." I said, "What? So what are you saying to me? You're saying to me that you improvised and came on this trip before I want because I wanted you to." And then she said, "Compromise." I said, "See, there you go again, trying to correct me. You're trying to correct me." And she was like, "Well, next time, if you feel that I'm doing these things, speak your mind." Like almost saying, be a woman about it. Don't be a little bee about it. Speak your mind. And I told her, I said, I'm not a little. I said, I can speak my mind. I said, I don't have a problem. I said, I was just trying to save us from going through all of this because I can speak my mind. It ain't no problem. I will speak my mind. I said, but I said the other reason why I couldn't speak what I wanted to say is because every time I talk, I couldn't get a word in edgewise because you're talking over me like you're doing now. So it's after midnight in Dallas. Good night. I'll talk with you later. I done got over my jet lag, so I'm up because I would have been asleep right now in Dallas. So good night for you. Dang, I came in here too late. Well, you can go back and see all of the video later. It'll still be on there. Yeah, I just needed to get some stuff off of my chest. And I don't care if she sees the video. She needs to see it. You need to see it. Hi, hi, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, remember the other day when we were like the fireworks were going on out here? And my friend was trying to get me to go down to where they were having a party or having music. And she kept saying, yeah, girl, you can get you some drinks. We can drink something. You could drink something. So I was like, I never want people to see me in a way where I lose control. So I said no. I said, well, let me get dressed and put some clothes on first. She said, you can go down there in your pajamas. Nobody's not even going to know. You don't have to put your clothes on. You don't have to put your clothes on. You don't have to put no makeup on. You could just go just like you are because people are down there drunk. I said, no, I'm not going like anything. I said, because I have to represent wherever I go. I'm not going looking like anything. I'm going to get dressed. That's what I said. So I noticed it was a lot of just, she was complaining. She was never happy. She didn't like, she didn't like what she wore. She didn't like her bathing suit. She like made fun of my little flowers at first that I had everything. You just have everything. But then she went and got some flowers. So it was just a big old petty, like disagreement of sorts. Yes, I am so serious. So today, yeah, so today, I try to like be inclusive and build her up. And it was the 21st day of September. So I said, hey, we could do a video together. We could do a dance video the 21st day of September. All right. She was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I said, do you want to rehearse or something first? And then I said, just dance and move. So what I did was, I went on and I let her get in the video and we did the video together. And then after I said, you did really good. Look at you. You did so good. You did, you did so good. And so, just always was trying to uplift her because I really thought she did good for it. But then we go to take some pictures that they were giving us for free. And I do my little model pose, I did my little pose. And then she said, yes, it is dog, deg, is it Deglk? Yes, it was. But so we take the pictures and they show us about 10 different pictures. Yes, that was her. Yes, yes, that was the video that we did today. So you'll see it on my page. We go to take all these pictures and she says, I don't like none of the pictures. I just want to get the free picture. I don't really like the pictures. I said, I like the pictures. I like the pictures, I'm saying that. So she said, I don't really like the picture. She said, because I look frumpy. I look frumpy in the picture. I mean, that ain't my fault. You took the picture like that. All 10 of these pictures, you don't like none of them. Well, I don't like it because I'm lopsided this way. And my shirt is sticking out this way. I feel frumpy. That's you, boo. You feel that way. So then The lady says, do you guys want to take some more? I agree. Okay, we can take some more. We go to take some more. Do you like these? No, I don't like none of the pictures. You don't like yourself. That's what it is. You don't like yourself. Nothing that you do for yourself are you going to be happy about because you don't like yourself at the end of the day. Sunshine Moon, you said she was trying to get you out of character so she would have something negative to talk about. She was. Yes, yes, I think she was. Because she kept, and then she got mad when I said I didn't drink. Like when I told her I hung out with the ladies, with the girls, these were some two beautiful white girls you'll see on my video. We were having a good time. And I think they were in their 30s, but they couldn't believe that I was 57. And they just like, they were just so nice and warm to me, right? Like just showing me a lot of love. They were from Fresno. So, anyways, I she said, so what did you do while you were by yourself? Because I went and got on a trolley and I went and did this. Like she was trying to see if I was miserable because I wasn't with her. Oh, I said, oh, I met some young ladies. We hung out. You did? Did you take pictures? I said, she said, did you get to take your pictures? Oh, we took plenty of pictures. Would you like to see one? So I showed her the pictures and she said, oh, they look very young. Like discrediting me. Like they don't look like somebody that you hung out that was around your age. They look very young. Hell, I look very young. So, anyways, I said, yeah, they were very pretty, very nice ladies. Someone, Deg, you said that she's protecting her insecurities on you. Yes, Sunshine Moon. You can have a lot of fun without drinking. Yes, you can. Because once I hear the music, you would think I had something to drink. But I hear the music and I don't know, I just start dancing and I just start having a lot of fun. And it's the music that gives me the high, not the drink, not the drugs. It's the music. That's all it's ever been, is the music. So, yeah. So, 57. Yes, 57. So she was trying to take my pictures to see if I wouldn't look the same in the pictures that she took on her camera. So she's trying to take the pictures. Well, the camera doesn't lie. We take the pictures. I still look the same in the pictures. I still I still look the same in the picture. I'm not. I'm 57, she's 56. She won't be 57 until November. Oh, how much longer? Oh, so my flight got canceled. They're having delays out in Dallas, so my flight is not supposed to leave until Tuesday. No, no, it's not leaving now Tuesday. I'm getting my days mixed up, guys, because the time difference is leaving on the 23rd, which is Tuesday, but I won't touch down in Dallas until Wednesday, unless they change it again. But she was getting mad about that. I said, I'm going to let the Lord have his will. If the Lord says we need to stay here longer to keep us safe, I'm not going to complain. I'm not. I said, because I feel like that's the devil trying to, you know, trying to make me anxious and have me to lose my life. I'm not doing that. Must be the music is a secret. Yes. So I'm not here with her. I got my own room. The airline gave us our own rooms because we booked our own flights by ourselves. Like she booked hers, and I was thinking that we were gonna have to share rooms again. It didn't dawn on me that if we pay for our own flight, then they're going to accommodate each person their own hotel. Like they're gonna give them a voucher. So they gave me my own hotel and they asked her in front of me. Oh, this was another thing. Let me tell you what she did. I didn't tell you this part. Let me tell you this. So we're waiting in line to go up so that they can, because we already knew that our flights were being delayed. We're waiting in line to go up to the front customer checkout, customer service, so that we can get our flights changed. I go up there and she says, I'm gonna come with you. She goes up there. She said, I'm with her because we have the same type of flight. So the lady at the front desk asked me, she said, I need to see your flight. I think it's my flight number or my flight reservation number. I forgot what she called it. And then I'm trying to find mine. She takes hers out real quick and gives it to the lady. So the lady starts looking hers up. And I'm like, ain't that about a bitch? Because you're going to give her your stuff so that you can go ahead. And she was talking to me so she can help you on yours. But anyways, the lady ended up telling us that we both couldn't leave out today, that we both had to have vouchers. And so she said, do you guys want to share a room? She said, because you can get your own room. I said, I want my own room. And she said, yeah, I want my own room. I was like, thank God, you know. Um, wait, let's see, what are you saying? Yes, yes, Tracy, yes, yes. And Dig, you said that's why I like cruises because you could dance without drinks with no judgment. That's true, but if you have somebody that's trying to sabotage your reputation, I mean, it's okay for you maybe being a guy. Well, it's the same thing. If you have someone trying to sabotage your reputation and they're trying to get you on camera so they can show people, look at, she's not, she's not cool when she doesn't have control of what's going on around her. She doesn't. So she's looking like she's silly or making a fool out of herself. And so I think she needs the drinks so that she can feel confident within herself. I don't need any drinks. What a friend. I know. What a friend. What a friend. And the crazy thing too was we went to, you know, Fleming, right? We both went to Fleming Junior High School together. I don't know if you know Fleming. You do know, you know Fleming. So we both went there. So she told me the other day that when we went to Fleming, she said, no, I thought she was this smart, nerdy girl, but I wasn't like nerdy, but I was on this like the archers where you had to wash the hallways, but I was not, I wasn't a nerdy girl by any means. But she said, when I used to know you, I thought you were really mean. You were just seemed like you were really mean. I said, I wasn't mean. It's just that my mom taught me at a younger age to not let people take advantage of me. So I appeared to be mean, but I wasn't, you know. So I told her, I said, yeah, my friends that I used to hang out with, she said, she was just telling me who the people that she hung out with, who they were. I said, well, my friend, the crazy thing is, my mom didn't want me really hanging out with any kids that were in our same financial depression state, like our that didn't she didn't mind if I hung out with kids that for some reason seemed like they were affluent. She didn't want me hanging out with the kids that were kind of poor and getting in trouble and gangs and that. But the friend that I was hanging out with was a white girl, and her parents were really rich, and they lived in Palos Verdes. My mom let me hang out with her, but my mom didn't know that she wasn't the person that I should have been hanging out with because she was driving in the eighth grade and we were going to the beach. We were hanging out around the cliffs. That's probably why I like the beaches so much. We weren't, I wasn't smoking or drinking or any of that stuff, but she was smoking cigarettes and she was, had a boyfriend, and I was just like the third wheel, but they all liked me. So I go to her, would go to my friend's house, and her mom would buy me my own box of cereal. She would give me Guess jeans and give me Vans tennis shoes, and yes, she does. And tonight, I saw her get so mad. She got like so mad. Like, and I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I was explaining to him that she was upset about the flight being canceled and delayed. I said, because she has to get back. And she kept talking, and I went like this. I'm talking to my husband on the phone, okay? So she got quiet. Then when he got on the phone, because she's not married, and she doesn't, I don't, whatever, she don't have a relationship for whatever the reason, I don't know. But maybe because of the way she is why she doesn't have one. So I told my husband, I said, I love you, hon. I love you. That's it. Then when I got ready to get off the phone, I said, I love you. I'll talk to you later. And then when I got off the phone, then that's when it came out. I could like see the steam come up. She said, the reason why I was upset is because I felt like you were not sensitive to what I was going through. Hell, I'm in this with you. I'm going through the same damn thing. She said, I just felt like you laughed at the fact that the only way for me that the the voucher that they gave us to get back to the flight or to the airport, you have it. And I couldn't get back to the airport earlier than you wanted me to get there because you have the voucher. I said, I didn't see the point of getting to the airport early when they've already told us that we can't fly out until Tuesday. So why are we going to get there yet again early for them to tell us the same thing? We might as well stay here and check out at the time we're supposed to. So yeah, she just got so mad about that. Heathen. I'm telling you. Jeez. So it's crazy. And then, like, every time we would go somewhere, she would try to say, you don't really have to dress up. You could just put on, you don't have to dress up. Then I go to dress up. Then she's like, well, you know what? I watched her take two Zyrtex. I think that's what they are, back to back. I said, I don't think you should be taking that. Then she claims she got COVID. And so she's in the room doing all that, sometimes not covering her mouth. Then she said, they told me that I was going to go on and get me another Airbnb. Hell, you should have got one if you felt you needed to get one. And I know, I know, um, I was drinking a whole bunch of lemon water and eating ginger. I just kept eating ginger, just kept doing it. And I took a lot of vitamins before I got here. I had a lot of soursop. But yeah, so yeah, but she went and got her a whole pack of, excuse me, face masks. So she was wearing those, but she didn't always have it on. I'm like, if she don't have it on, I'm like way over here, like, no, uh-uh. I see her talking. I'm like, yeah. So, yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. She's still kind of like under the weather. And I had told her when I saw her like she was coming down with something. I said, "You don't look too well." I said, "You look like." So then she said, "It's because I didn't put my makeup on like you put your makeup on. I didn't put my makeup." I said, "No." I said, "You're looking worse than what you were looking like before you put the makeup on. So you're looking like you're not feeling too good. Like that's what you're looking like. It's just my allergies." So then that's when she decided she was going to go to CVS and go buy her a home kit COVID test. So after she went and bought that, then I didn't, she left. That was her way of like getting rid of me. And she went and left, even though I asked her if if I could go with her to make sure she was okay. She sends me a text and she says, I got COVID and I'm getting ready to take myself to urgent care. We're out here in Hawaii. Okay, you're gonna go to urgent care. So she goes to urgent care and she says, the doctor says you're fine. That's what she told me. The doctor says you're fine. She said they wouldn't even give me no COVID medicine. I should have said, let me see the paperwork. Let me see the paperwork because I feel like right now you're being a hypochondriac. That's what I feel like. I should have said, bye, Felicia. I know, Yes, Frank, I am married. So, but yeah, so she comes back and she says, "Yeah, they said I had COVID and they said that I should be fine. Mucinex, cough medicine, and painkillers." Well, she kept taking those Zyrtex. She kept taking that and something else. And I said, "I don't know if you should be taking and Benadryl." I said, "I don't know if you should be taking all of that." Frank said, "Well, it's not that all the beautiful ones are taken. It's just that you got to look for them other than trying to find them on social media. They're not on social media. They're not. You. What does it say in the Bible? It says, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So you just got to be praying about it. You got to pray for your wife." Yeah. So that was another thing. We went somewhere and we met some people that were from our hometown, from Long Beach. So, oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Remain confident. So somebody, um, somehow I told somebody my age. I said I was 57 to this man and his wife. And this man, they were from California. And they said, "You live in Texas now?" And then he told his wife, he said, "We need to move out of California and move to Texas." That's what the man said in front of his wife. He said, "Because if Texas has you looking like that, we need to get up out of here." So I just told him, I said, "Thank you. I appreciate it." I said, "I just don't drink. I don't drink and I don't smoke or anything." But yeah, that's what he said. And I think kind of when he said that, like around my friend, she kind of like, I could tell she took it some kind of way. And then this morning she goes, "You take 4 hours to put on your makeup." No, I don't take 4 hours to put on my makeup. I had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you were snoring and I couldn't sleep. And then you blame me for your snoring because you said I wouldn't wake you up. And then you wonder why I wasn't still looking sleepy. Yeah, I got to put on makeup because I didn't get no sleep. Oh my goodness. So this here, just having my own room tonight. Oh Lord Jesus, God knew what He was doing. Because as we were getting off the elevator, I said, "It's a good thing they gave us our own room." And she just looked at me. I said, "Yeah, because the way we're acting right now," I said, "we don't need to be in the same room together." She said, "Good night. Have a nice night." "Thank you." And will, and will. So, but I know it's getting kind of late for you guys. I don't want to keep you guys too late. I just had to really like get this off of my chest. And I thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Salia. Guys, don't mess with my mods. Yeah, she'll probably. Everything I was saying, she was challenging it. Like, I told her that my nephew is playing football and he's really good at it. So then, that he's in college. She said, "What's your nephew's name?" She went to looking up my nephew. She said, "Oh, I see that he was a freshman. He's still a freshman. He's a freshman. And you said he's 20. He's only a freshman." I said, that might be updated. I don't know. I said, but he plays really well. I said, and they pay him like big money to play for college. And then she says, "Well, it's a good thing they started paying people because he's lucky that they're paying him because they don't pay everybody. They just don't pay people like that all the time." I said, "If they're good and they really want you, they will pay for you." That's what I said. So she was just looking up all his information. I see he went to elementary school here. I see he played for this college there. I see he did this. Yeah, he did. He did. And he's doing really well. So, but yeah, I needed to vent because thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad that I have my own room too. She kept saying that I was doing too much. Um, I offered to buy another suitcase so that we can get some more souvenirs. Hi, Delta Boy, and we can take the souvenirs home. And I told her, I said, since you forgot your carry-on bag at home, she forgot her carry-on suitcase, and I let her borrow a pair of my shoes at one time. I said, I'll buy another carry-on suitcase, and you can buy some things, souvenirs, and put your stuff in. I don't need another bag. I have one bag. I don't need another bag. She said, you probably need another bag. I said, I really don't. I really have two bags. I have two suitcases. I don't need another bag. I said, I just figured if we wanted to get some souvenirs, we can get some souvenirs. Souvenirs like what? I said, like a ukulele or something, something to take home for our grandkids or something. But I don't really need a suitcase. I said, okay, I don't need one either. So then when she was out, she said, besides that, this suitcase, it costs $92. That's too much money. I said, it's too much money for who? For you? I said, I have some money. I can pay for my suitcase. I got it. I said, don't speak for yourself. I can do this. So she goes, I guess, into town, and she calls me and says, I see a suitcase. It's only $52. I can get it for you. I said, no, I don't really need the suitcase. I'm not taking an extra suitcase now. Because she acted like she was feeling some type of way because she was going to have to carry the suitcase that I was getting, but that was for both of us. I said, I'm not even getting what I'm going to get. I ended up buying my grandkids some shirts, some t-shirts. I bought my husband a t-shirt. It fit in my suitcase quite well. So, she was like, I don't really, she said, well, it's $52 and I don't really, no, she said, it's $50. I don't really see the point in paying for a suitcase for $92. I said, if I want to get the suitcase, when we leave, then I'll get the suitcase. If I want to pay $92, I'll pay $92. No problem. So I could just see a lot of this just been a whole bunch of like negativity on her part the whole time. Thank you, Simon. I love you too. Well, so I just feel like I have remain confident. I feel like I have God's armor of protection over me. And like I told her, I said, my mother had already told me to pray for you. And also, I said, and I've been praying that this trip wouldn't, just go in a negative direction. And I said, and that's the reason why I've been remaining calm. I've been calm the whole time. But don't let this smooth fool you because I can get down with the best of them. So, no, I don't know you, Simon. I can get to know you on my channel if you like and subscribe and you comment, then I get to know you that way. But other than that, no, I don't know you like that. Well, I'm sorry, I'm already somebody's lady. You said you're beautiful. I need a lady in my life. Well, pray that God will send you somebody special, okay? You said, Deg LK says, I wish we got paid back in the day. Broke on a scholarship. I know. So they're paying them now. And I told her that he was doing quite well. And she said, I'm looking and I see that he's only like 5'9" and 180 pounds. I said, that was the old him. I said, he's gained more weight because they told him he had to put on more weight. So he's at 200 and something, and he's taller than 5'9" now. I mean, but why? So what? Why? Why are you making a big deal about it? Is he your nephew? Is he putting money in your pocket? Is he taking money from your pocket? Because she kept saying, like, she kept trying to put me in a, I'm like, I don't have money because she don't have money. You don't have money. And she said, yeah, next time I need to save for a bigger trip. I have money in the bank. I've been saving all my life. Golly. This whole sunshine, limit in the house. You said, I got money. I was like, don't put your pockets, don't put my pockets in your pockets. I got this. You worry about that. Because I was trying to pay for one more day at the hotel because I felt like they were going to cancel our flight. When they said our flight was moved to 11:54 p.m., I was like, ain't nobody flying out at midnight. They're going to cancel. I said, if you like, I can go in and pay for us another night at this hotel, another night. And she said, you got money like that? Because I don't have money to pay another night. I said, if it means that I have a place to lay my head and not be on the street, yeah, I got money to pay for it. Thank you. Simon, I was trying to do the Hawaiian theme. So a lot of my dresses and a lot of my outfits were Hawaii themed, like tropical themed. But Simon, I am very married and I am happily married and I appreciate you so much. Because I have this other man on my channel that's always saying, "Ooh, baby, I love you, baby. Oh, that's my baby, and love her, and this and that." And I'm like, he's, oh, put castor oil on your eyelids and help you fall asleep. Well, that's crazy because I always put Vaseline on my eyelids. That helps. I don't know. Is that the same? I always do that. I always put Vaseline, like I take my makeup off and I put Vaseline on my eyes and everything because the Vaseline is petroleum jelly with cocoa butter in it. Yes, yes, remain confident. One, yes, that's true. So this man kept saying that about me, like vitamin. Okay, okay, that's what I've been doing. That's what I do every night. So So when my friend and I did our video, or the lady, when my friend, we did the video together, he now put this comment on my page and it says, I wish I could be with you both. I'm like, dude, somebody has already told him that he was weird. They said, stop seeing that stuff on her page. You're weird. Jeez. Um, chamomile tea. Chamomile tea puts you to sleep. Okay, I'll be able to go to sleep. Soon as I get in the soon as I get in the bed here, they said they only had rooms that had two beds. I said it's okay. I put one leg here and one leg there. I'm good. Yes. Stop. Right? Remain confident. You have green tea. I have some green tea. No, I have some. I brought some lemon and ginger tea from home, and I brought myself four things of oatmeal because I didn't want to be hungry. But anyway, so I've been here eating like they give you a lot of food in the servings that they give you. So I've only been really eating like one meal a day, literally. Like I'll go down there and eat breakfast. Like today, I got I'll have to show you guys a picture of it. I'll post it. I got steak and eggs, and they had arugula on there and some potatoes, and the steak was like about that big. Then they put the arugula on there, and they fried the eggs sunny side up. Um, Simon, can you be appropriate on here? Thank you. Um, yeah, I brought some oatmeal, and just in case, because our room that we had, it was very expensive. The one that we booked, it was very expensive, and they didn't have a microwave in there. You had to pay $2 to warm up your food at like one of their little convenience stores. No lie. Yeah, so the food was pretty good. Guys, if you can be appropriate on here, my moderator will get you out of here. Howdy, Samuel. Um, yeah, so I just feel so relieved right now. So she's gonna try to go up to the airport on tomorrow to get like an earlier flight out. But I think it has something to do with maybe the controllers or something. And my mom said, I didn't want to tell you. Hi, Coco Palmer. Hi, how are you doing, beautiful sister? Well, you came in late and I was just talking about my girls' trip gone bad. Well, not really for me. I had a really good time, guys. I was having so much fun because all I ever really want to do when I go to Hawaii or to the beaches, I don't really want to do the excursions. I just want to go to the beach and go and put my feet in the water and run through the water and just have fun, you know? That's all I want to do when I go to the beach, okay? And since in Texas, we don't have like beaches that are conveniently located, whenever I go to a state that has beaches and the beach water, I just want to go run and put my feet in it and just have fun, you know? Yeah, I'm in Hawaii right now, and I'm in Hawaii visiting from Texas, from Dallas. You're doing great, Coco Palmer. Good. Yeah, so if you guys missed it, you can go at the beginning and you can see the video. And I was just trying to vent. My name is Trina. Simon. Yeah, so all right. Well, I guess that's my time because I've been on here a little bit over an hour, and I have a moderator that I really love and adore, and I don't want to take up too much more of his time, but I want to tell you guys thank you for listening. Thank you so much, and thanks for your input. Um, and I am enjoying my trip. Thank you for praying for me, Coco Palmer. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Nice to see you, Tracy's too. Good night. Nice meeting you guys too. I love you guys. Just say a prayer for me that I get back safely, and I will do a live so that you guys know I made it back. Thank you, Sunshine Moon. I appreciate you and I love you, girl. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see you on the next live. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye bye. Good night.